Yeah, I'm outside in an AMG, right outside. TT, two-turn baby girl, you know me.
Yo, what's good? It's Josh again with the Black and Black podcast, where it's always real, where we don't conceal, and where the truth is revealed. And on today's episode, we have a special guest who is a musical artist, a multi-talented man, my brother from another mother, Kaleb Motley. So, how
What
you
up, what
doing,
up, what
brother? How
up?
you doing?
What up, brother? What's going on, man? I'm chilling,
Not much.
Living
I'm
life.
chilling, dog. That's what's
Life is
up. So,
amazing.
so we gonna jump straight into it. So, we got a general list of questions. We always got something entertaining on here.
Uh,
Something gonna spark somebody attention. So let's just jump straight into it. Uh, Back home, you was involved in a lot of pageantry, and you held the titles of Mr. Senior High, and you beat me with Mr. Senior High at Mr. Sanderwood. So talk about how that changed your life and what it did for your platform.
Man, it really changed my life for the better. I'm not gonna lie, man. Like, obviously, pageantry, like, and you know this, like, pageantry, it's kind of like a medicine in a way. Like, it kind of heals you in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, training
Yeah,
for it, obviously, it's a bit stressful. Like, you know that,
yeah,
obviously. Like,
right,
you're gonna go through some things mentally, but um, you know, coming out, with some type of win, like that's major, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's really changed my perspective on a lot of things, especially pageantry, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, I'm gonna be very vulnerable right now. A lot of males, they don't really think pageantry is, a thing. They
right,
just feel like, okay, that's kind of a female thing. But no, like, we got talents, bro. Like, why not use it? You know what I'm saying? And I've been able to use my
exactly.
platform, continue to create equitable access to music. I feel like because there's a stat that says 7 out of 10 uh, Americans, whether they're adolescents or adults, um, they are they are more likely to be better mentally when they listen to music. So
Wow,
I
yeah.
continue to create that and be in those space.
Wow. Speaking on adolescence and going up in the right direction and how that ties into music, from your eyes, what is the biggest thing going on in the world, and what is something that our community just like really needs to change?
It's gonna sound cliche, but I just feel like we gotta change the fact of us not being together. Like
Mm,
we not strong right now, bro. Like we not. It's like we're so divided as a community, and I'm speaking on the African Americans because that's what
right,
we are, right?
right.
Like we're so divided as a community, and it's just, I mean, it's not gonna go anywhere if we don't come together as one. You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop the violence, we gotta stop the shootings, all the killings, man. Like I'm losing friends every other month. It seems like due to some type of gang related violence or something like that. I'm like I'm tired of that type of stuff.
Right.
So just we got to come together, bro. We got to find some type of no, some type of jail that can glue us together as a community.
Exactly. I can't lie, brother. We don't lost so many people from back home in the span of what,
Mm.
2 years. I mean, I lost one of my friends from Wolfson on the basketball team when I was at Wolfson. Uh, you probably know him. His name Corey. And dog, did that took a toll on us. Like, especially that whole community, because anytime you around somebody who brings positivity in your life, you don't want them to go, bro. And that's the thing. It's just like, why in the world do we gotta kill each other when we could like unite with each other and be there for one another? Like, it's so much we could do, so much that we could all just eat from. And bro, it's something that I struggle with a lot. Like, why in the
Uh,
world are we like killing each other off the world instead of working together, dog? You know what I'm saying?
and what's crazy is right. We grow up together, like we all grow up together, and then we end up hating each other. How does that work?
Right. That's insane.
That, it don't make sense to me. You know what I'm saying?
Like, this was your brother at one point. Now you in the streets. Now you done got older. Now you in the streets. Now you trying to be about that life. That don't add up, dog.
It don't at all.
It
At all.
like, come on, man.
And I get it, you know what I'm saying? That life, some people get chosen by that life because they were brought
Right.
up in it, but not everybody don't get chosen in that life.
Exactly. Everybody don't gotta be, and it's ridiculous, cause like we, it's so much we could talk about that, but man, we gotta move on, cause it's like at the same time at the same time we can't move on from it, cause it's like these are our people. This is our roots. Like people want us to be divided. They want us to not get along. They want us to suffer with each other. Like it should not be like this. Like honestly, we might have to come up with something to bring the community together. You know what I'm saying? We might have to
Hey, you
make
know, bro.
something shake.
You know I'm
Listen,
down. It's me in Atlanta,
giveaway
man.
coming soon. Something.
Hey,
The,
you know, hey.
the two
Yeah,
kings uniting once again. You know, in the Bible they say Joshua and Caleb was a.
yep,
So
it
I'm
was
just
like
saying.
this. Yep,
I'm just
yep,
saying.
yep. Hey,
Listen,
bro,
bro.
come on, man. You know we here.
But listen, man. So you've been in college for a semester now, and it's been long. It's been a long semester, dog. So so tell me what's one thing you've learned so far, and one thing that you just want to like from that thing that you learned that you want to continue to grow with.
The one thing that I've definitely learned, and I took college classes, you know what I'm saying, in high school. So like,
Right.
like it's not like it's my first time taking classes, but
Right.
it's a different experience when you actually, on the campus and things like that. But one thing I definitely learned, man, you gotta, and again, I'm gonna say something very cliche, but you gotta stay focused, bro. Like,
Seriously.
and me and you, we be in the library all the time, you know what I'm saying? So like we understand, the grind, how it really takes to, what I'm saying, be successful, but you gotta stay focused, bro. Because the minute that you slack off, your grades will too. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
I'm very grateful that I have not had to experience the slack off. I have a whole lot of homies and like a whole bunch of people, man, homies and homegirls, you know what I'm saying, that they slacked off for 1 minute. You know what I'm saying? They said, I'm not gonna do this one assignment, and their grade plummets. And it's hard once you drop. Once the grades drop, it's hard to
You
get it back.
yeah.
It's real hard to get back up. So yeah, that's definitely one thing I learned, bro. You gotta stay focused at all times.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it a lot because I'm sure a lot of people not coming back next semester. We can already guarantee.
I know
Like,
it. I
listen,
know
bruh.
it.
I was sitting there looking. Somebody, it was a dude on my floor. He was packing all his stuff up. He was like, I ain't even coming back next semester, gang. I said,
I'm knowing.
already?
I'm
We
knowing,
just
bro.
freshmen.
I'm knowing.
Like, bruh,
I'm
I
knowing,
was
bro.
shocked. But hey,
I'm knowing.
listen.
Hey, listen.
Like, and I can't believe like you come to school to like grind and make yourself better and to like get exposure and networking. Like, how in the world can you not just stay focused? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't. I really. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the answer to that because people, man, you know how many people have given us advice, like a lot of grown ups before we got here, like, hey, like we been here, so let us tell you, how to
Exactly.
navigate through this. Like, I think it's just a thing to where some of us listen and some of us don't. You know what I'm saying? But
Exactly.
it's a lot of distractions out here. I can definitely tell you that. It's definitely a lot of, and we in Atlanta, bro. It's a lot of distractions out here. And I'm gonna just
Party
be honest,
after
man.
party.
Parties every day, not weekends, every day, right? Every
Every
day.
day.
Um,
So
a whole bunch of different stuff, man. You got all the females, they trying to come after you, attack you. You know what I'm saying? Not
listen,
me. You know what
bro.
I'm saying? I'm a faithful
We
man, man.
faithful man over here
Yeah.
too. You know I
Hey, man,
can't
everybody,
speak too
you know
much
how
on it, but
it is. You know
you know
how it
you
is.
know how it is, gang.
Hey,
But
man, listen, man. Shout out my girlfriend, man.
hey, shout out my girl, man.
Shout her out.
But
But
nah,
yeah,
you said
it's
something
cool, man.
about huh?
No, what you say?
You said something about networking. What do you think is the benefit of networking in itself?
Man, in a business world, which we live in a very business world. Even the government is a business, right?
Right.
Networking is the number one thing, right?
Exactly.
And we can take it back to if you're starting a business, right? Networking is the number one thing to get you out there, right? Like my music would not be anywhere near where it is right now, where it's going to continue to be, if I didn't network, right? If I didn't
Exactly.
continue to market my music, right? Post, like I post my album countdown just about every day, and my album
Exactly.
is you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy,
Yeah.
but networking, bro, you have to like that's like the foundation of a business and like really life, bro. Like you know how much networking we did through pageantry alone.
Exactly. We got so many opportunities just based off our titles.
So
That's
many
it's
opportunities,
insane.
so many people we met. It's
It's
crazy.
crazy.
It really is.
But then on
Because
top of that, you also said about social media. And I want to touch on something. It's allegedly a report going around right now on the internet with Angel Reese having a low GPA and now she's suspended. I
so
personally listen, bro. It's an alleged. It's not accurate yet.
mm,
It's not factual. But and when by the time this episode released, it'll probably be dying down. But still,
mhm.
I just want to touch on like how in the world. Number one, I got 2 3 points with that. Number one, I feel like she focused on that boyfriend too much. Cameron at FSU.
Hey,
Number
hey,
two,
hey,
I
man.
also feel like with her NIL money, like it's taking too much over her head. And number three, social media. Social media can be the root of good and evil. Like we using
Mhm.
social media now for the purpose of good work, but
Right.
it can also lead to bad things happening in your life by causing you to get distracted, procrastinate, not getting done what you need to get done. So, bro, what do you think on social media? What's your mindset on that?
Well, first of all, with the Angel Reese situation, right? I woke up this morning and I saw the Angel Reese thing, and I was just like, I was a little confused because all I saw was Coach Mulkey saying, I believe that's the coach's name, right?
Yeah, that's her name, Coach Kim Moki. Yeah.
So, um, she she had an interview, I guess, and she was just saying Angel is on the team. She wasn't dressed tonight, but she is on the team. So you know what? I'm glad that you said that because I had no idea what that even meant. The fact that she wasn't dressing out, but she was on the team didn't make sense to me. But social media, bro, it can make or break you. It can make or break you. And I can be a testament to that because in 10th grade, I remember I went through a little bit of a depression stage, just and found out that my depression was stemming from social media, particularly
Wow.
TikTok, because you know what I'm saying it's they show you the materialistic things, right?
Hmm.
They show you the goody two shoe, but they don't show you what it takes to get to that point, right? And when you
Exactly.
been working towards something for a minute, right? You have a different outlook on it, right? You see, like, I just want to be there, man. I don't want to take different steps to get there. I just want to be there, right? And social media shows you that you can just be here and then go straight there. Nah, like it's a process. So social media, it can definitely affect your mental health in a bad way, man. Like in a horrible way. Like it can definitely have you on the edge. But then again, we use the social media right now. It's a marketing tool. It's an engaging social engagement tool. So it's so many pros and cons. I feel like that argument would go on for days and days with the pros and cons of social media.
For me, it's a I feel like like you said, social media can take you to so many far places. Because as you can tell from my podcast, I dropped a trailer, what, beginning of the summer before we got to school, and that thing got about 5,000 plays. And first episode did good, like 450, 500 listens. Like, so
Hey,
altogether, social media can really take you some far places. Now, we're gonna transition a little bit. Because like I said, to me, he's one of the best soul R&B old school. You give that, you get an OG, like you got the rhyme, you got the flow with it. You cold with it. I can't lie. So we're gonna talk about your music, man. So tell it, when did you start making music?
so it's funny because the first song that was released with my name on it, right, was a song called "All That You Are," and it was
Mm-hmm.
a song stemming from the album Shiloh Kids Live and in Worship, at the
Right.
Shiloh Metropolitan Baptist Church, um, and they made a collab album basically with the youth, and they shout out to the Grammy nominated recording artist Joe Pace. Much love to you. We were in practice one day rehearsing the songs, and he was like, "Hey, young man, you come here. Let me hear you something, sing something." And I think I was in I was in sixth or seventh grade. This was 2017. So what? I was like seventh grade, maybe, I think,
Mm.
somewhere around there. And he was like, "Let me hear you sing this solo right here." So I sung it, and uh, they fell in love with it, and it was kind of like just thank you God, you know. So all that you
Wow.
are was kind of the first song that I had my name attached to for real. And
Yeah.
then I made some songs. I put out some songs when I was in ninth grade. It was a little bit of it was like a little dibble dabble, you know. And
Oh man.
but honestly, that really got me out there. Like people kind of realized that this kid has some type of musical talents, and I say that humbly, but I think that's when people really started thinking like, hey, this man has real musical talents. So I stopped that for a minute, and God told me, hey man, like you got to get back on this. And
Yeah.
I was going through when I first got back making music, which was around last year, probably like November, December, probably around this time last year. I was in a big writer's block. And for those that who don't know what um, writer's block is, it's like when you're writing and you just like it's like nothing's coming to your head, right?
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to continue to write about the same things, but man, when you have a niche, man, you got to stick to it. And I know,
Gotta stick to it.
you know the same thing for the podcast, man. Like when you have this niche, bro, like you know how to stick to it. You know, like I know people have told you that before. Um,
So
and that's what it is, man. So I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
there you go, brother. So what do you believe to be your best work thus far?
Man,
Uh,
that's a question. That's a question, bro. I would definitely say this is gonna be released after the album is out or before I
yes,
just
after
released
the
it.
album. It's
So
gonna be we're gonna release January 21st.
okay, so man, I say, hey man, that's a question. I don't know, bro. I just feel like, man, every day that I make a new song, it becomes my best piece of work. Like that's kind of what I think, and I think that's kind of what I aim for too. Like I never record music with the intention of just making it. Like I go in with the intention that this is a hit, this is a hit, this is a hit, this is a hit. Okay, this is a hit
Yeah.
too. You know what I'm saying? Like every song I make, I expect that this is a hit. So I wouldn't say necessarily one song, but I think off the "This Is Me" album, I think definitely "This Is Me" is definitely one of my favorites. That's the last song, um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Listen,
that's
bro,
the
that
one.
was deep. That was deep.
Hey man, listen. I think I make music so much for people that I think that's what might let me help me to touch people and to continue to get more engagement because I make
Yeah.
music for the people, man. Like anybody that's ever going through something, man, I'm making music for you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Exactly.
but "This Is Me" is definitely out there. The first song, "A Lonely Intro," right? It's very
Mm-hmm.
short, but I think that was one of my best songs lyrically before I cut it off, right? Because I didn't want to make it too long because it was an intro, but I think I definitely could have kept that going, and that would have been definitely one of my favorite songs, if not the favorite one. I was saying some crazy stuff in that, man. I'm not gonna lie, like that was definitely one of them ones. And then
Yeah.
one that's released already, I say definitely "Don't Give Up" from the Lifeline EP. Don't give up. I hope you don't give up on me because I won't give up on you. Like that's
My,
that. A lot of people have told me that that's touched them, and like I'm real grateful for that. Like just hearing that my
poetic.
music is touching somebody, like that's crazy, bro. Like. So definitely Don't Give Up. I'll say Don't Give Up is probably the favorite one right now. Right now,
Yeah,
it's
I
very to
got you.
change, but I don't. Yeah, Don't Give Up.
Listen, bro, I keep it real. I heard the album before it was released or whatever, but
Yeah,
I gotta say that album that you're releasing on December 8th, bro, it was amazing, top tier. Me personally, I think that's your best work of combined tracks together, and trust me, bro. We've talked about this a lot. You touched a lot of people's lives with your music. Same for on my end. I touched a lot of people with my podcast. Bro, did I tell you I got a long text the other day? It was like a young lady who in like the 10th grade. And she said, one of my friends at Reigns told me to listen to your podcast. And I listened to it and it just inspired me. Like when we could, as content creators and as artists, when we could do stuff like that, bro, y'all
it's
like
like
people don't understand.
it gives you chills right here, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just like you can feel it right there, like
Cause
literally
you know
right
you're doing
there.
something right.
Like exactly, and it not only that, it motivates you to keep going. Like
Exactly.
because every day when I record music, bro, and I record at least 2 or 3 songs a day, probably
Wow.
two a day. On a good day, I'll record 3. Um, every day I record, man, like I just sit there and I'm just like, dog, people is really getting touched by this. Like I gotta keep going. Like, and every day is not pieces of cream. You know that. Like
It's
every day
not
you come up with a podcast idea. It's not pieces of cream, right?
at all.
It's something to keep going, bro. You like in this space that we in, and I consider myself a content creator. You know what I'm saying? I create the content. So like it's not easy, but the fact that people are being touched by what we do, I'm telling you, bro, it's a
Because
good
honestly,
feeling.
we don't.
It's a great
If
feeling.
I'm speaking for both of us, we don't do this all the time just for us. Like you stated, we do this to inspire people. Like my main
Exactly.
thing when I wake up in the morning and I'm getting on my podcast, my main 3 words are inspire, grow, and change. Because like we talked about with our community, the main thing we need to do is grow and change. So if I could be just one piece of the link or the puzzle piece to inspire somebody to do something else good, like
That's
bro,
great.
that's gonna
You
change
talking.
our culture. You
You
know what I'm
talking.
saying?
You
Like
talking. You
it ain't
talking.
even about music or a podcast. It's about changing lives through and not just changing lives through our point of view, but through what God wants us to do. Because at the end of the day, like we said, that's our foundation, that's our
There it
roots.
is. There
So
it
we
is.
gotta make sure God is always at the top of our list in everything that we
Always.
do. So, man,
You talking.
listen, bro. I
That's
you
deep.
you
That's
answered
deep.
you answered like 2 of my other questions in one segment. See, this is why I like having Caleb. Like me and Caleb,
Hey
we
man, we
finally
be
got on the
locked in. We
podcast,
be
bro.
locked in, bro. We be
We
locked in. We
ain't
be
no
locked
switching
in.
up.
You know what I'm
Listen, bro.
saying?
But okay, so the song that really touched me was I think it was the opening song. The opening song is titled Alone. And to me in this song, you truly just transform yourself. Like you make yourself complete again and you put all of your emotions into it. Tell us what generated those emotions in that song and in you.
Man, when I was coming up with an intro for the album, right? I made 3 different intros for the album.
Wow.
And the A Lonely intro was the last song that I picked to be the intro. Or that I made to be the intro. And it ended up being the intro. So what else I said? Girl, I've been drinking so much because I can't face this pain sober.
Mm,
Been consumed by your love and I can't wait till it's over.
mm,
Um,
yeah.
it kind of mind blows me sometimes. Like I don't really come up with the words, man. Like it's really God, bro. Like when I'm telling you, bro, when I punch in, bro, and I don't always write, right? Like, well, I never write. I don't always type. I'll say that, but
Right.
I'll usually punch in, and this is one of these songs where I just punched in, but it was just God, man. Like I'm hearing the sample, and the lady says, I hear your voice. It brings me to my knees. So wherever you are, it's so close that I can feel it. Right? I hear
Yeah.
your voice. So once again, man, like we've been saying this whole time, man, I just want to be an inspiration, and I know that there are other people. This is my biggest thing, right? And I'm finna get real transparent with you, right?
Go ahead. It's the
In
real
every,
podcast.
yeah. This is you know what I'm saying. You feel me?
Yeah.
So in life, right?
Mm-hmm.
We as, and I will say specifically as African American people, right? We tend to think that every problem that we go through is a problem that only we go through, right?
Mm.
So if somebody was to say, "Man, I grew up without a father. My mom was my father," right? You're not the only person who was like that. And I'm not, no, don't get me wrong. I commend every single person who has a mother who also played the father role. I have a lot of cousins who also um, dealt with that. But at the end of the day, man, we go through depression, right? And that's real that we go through
It's very
depression.
real.
But we're not the only person who's going through depression. And then we're not the only person that's going through depression because of the same thing, man. When my homeboy died, rest in peace to Caleb Floyd. When he died, I went through a deep, dark depression, right? And
Exactly.
um, but I had to realize I was not the only one depressed because of that particular situation, right?
Yeah.
So, uh, with my music, to tie it back together, with my music, I understand that people can relate to what I'm saying because we all go through similar things. Even if it's in different fashions, we go through the same thing. So that's what I try to do
Yeah.
with my music. And on the Lonely intro, that's definitely what I did. I definitely did that particularly.
Got you. So I got two things that I'm gonna say back to you, right? So I think I told you this. I started taking, and I mentioned this on the return episode that's gonna release before this, and I'm gonna mention it again because it really translates to what you're saying, and it makes it a little more clear. Cause see, I'm a visual learner, so I gotta break stuff
Me
down.
too. Me too. Me
So
too.
um, I've been taking this art class. It's this mural development course, and I started struggling with it. Like I couldn't figure out how to do it. Like I couldn't paint. It was confusing. The teacher real nonchalant, bro, which makes it even worse. So it's like I'm teaching
That's right.
myself how to do it. You stated that you had to redo your intro 3 times. I made a piece that's going in an art show. First of all, I gotta give myself some round of applause.
Okay. Hey,
Then,
hold on. Hey,
especially for me not to be an artist,
yeah.
but this piece, I restarted it 5 times. 5 times, literally. I went to bed one night. I was like, man, da 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 this. You know when you're real frustrated, some
Mm-hmm.
stuff slip out. But I restarted this painting 5 times, bro. I literally threw out every single sheet of paper and redid it. But my point to say is anything that's worth having in life is not going to come right on the first time.
You
Nothing
talking?
at all is
You
going to
talking,
come right
bro?
at the first time.
You talking?
So to me, I got to figure out the balance and I got to have the durability to sustain whatever comes my way so that way I could keep bouncing back and keep redoing it so I don't get frustrated with myself. You know what I'm saying?
And what makes it even worse, Josh, right, is the fact that, and I can tell that you're this way too, because I've known you obviously for a minute. I'm a perfectionist, right? And you're a
Yes,
perfectionist too. Like we are really big on perfecting ourselves and our crafts, right? And so
exactly.
I will go in and I will make a song and I will continue to punch in that one line every single time. Like at least like I'll punch in one line 5 times until I feel like, yeah, this is the right one. Like it's crazy, bro. And if I was to let you hear all three of the intros that I made, line them up, right?
Hmm.
You would, I feel like you would say that a lonely intro was the perfect one to put on there.
Got you. You know, sometimes you got to just adjust things because see, the devil like to cause chaos, but and my computer was finna die because I've been working on it all night. So I just had to like readjust my whole setup just while you talking. But it's all good. We back.
That's right.
And
We straight.
listen, cause God is the greatest. But listen. But for my final question, that ties into your music career. You titled the album on purpose, I'm sure. This is me. So I truly want to know, and I'm sure the people want to know. Well, I may already know, but who is Kaleb Motley?
So this is me, right? Again, I retitled the album 3 different times. The
Wow.
first, and I can tell you the 3 different names I had. The first title was Alone, right?
Yeah.
That was the first title. Then I changed it to, what did I change it to? And then I had, what did I say in the lonely intro? Because I know it's in there. Look, God, it ain't so much that I ain't- It's not coming to me, but there was another.
It's
There was
okay.
another one, and then This Is Me was the last one. And
Hmm.
so I really got inspiration from Rod Wave, right? Because he
Yeah.
did this. He did the song "Crazy," right? Off his
Yep.
new album Nostalgia. Um, and that was from a group, where we listened to growing up. Basically, that song, "Ain't It Fun? Ain't It Fun? Living in the real world." Like we know that song, right? And so I was like, I need to find a song that touched me when I was a little kid from a movie or a show and tie it in. And so I got This Is Me from that Demi Lovato, right, on Camp Rock.
Gotcha.
This Is Me. And so I also sampled that
I'm
song, but
exactly where I'm supposed to
yeah,
be
yeah,
now.
yeah. So if you listen to the words, right, she says, well, I'll rephrase it for me, right? She said, I've always been the kind of man that hid my face, so afraid to tell the world what I gotta say.
Mm.
But I have this dream right inside of me. I'm gonna let it show. It's time to let you know. This is real. This is me. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. It's time to let the light shine on me. Now that I've found who I am, there's no way to hold it in. No more hiding who I want to be. This is me. And that song specifically touched me in a way, Josh, that I never knew it could ever.
Wow.
This is me.
Wow.
Like I'm
Dang.
comfortable with where I am right now, bro. I'm comfortable where like I think sometimes we just overlook who we are. Like, let's be comfortable with who we are. We don't have to try to aspire to be somebody else. We don't have to aspire to be something that we're not. This is me. And I know that I'm going to make it. I'm going to just be real with you. I'm as humble as it gets, but I know I'm going to make it. I
Yep.
know it
I
because
got the same outlook.
I'm authentic, right? And uh, I know who I am as a person, bro. I'm Caleb
Yeah.
DeRon Motley. I'm the son of Rhonda and Andrew Motley.
You
I'm
better
18 years old.
listen. Listen. Come
Come
on,
on, bro.
dog.
Come on, bro.
So before we go, man, I just first want to say thank you so much for coming on.
Man,
It's
thank
been a
you, bro.
pleasure having you on, my brother.
Thank you,
Um,
bro.
eventually, we're not gonna have to do video. I'm gonna just be like, hey, bro, slide to the crib. I got the camera
All right.
crew ready. We
All
gonna
right.
make it to that point, but
Hey,
right now
let's
we got
go.
to
Hey,
start
soon. Soon. We
soon,
speaking
very
that. We
soon.
speaking that.
Hopefully I'm gonna put a timetable on it. By junior year of our college semesters and stuff, it's gonna be
Okay,
like
cool.
that.
Okay,
But
cool.
before we leave, and I'm gonna do the same, just give one piece of advice for listeners.
One piece of advice for listeners.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just end it out the way that I know to. Be yourself, right? And we
Mm-hmm.
kind of just touch bases on that, but be yourself. You do not have to strive to be somebody else. And I know that the
Yep.
celebrities, they make it look very good and very peachy and creamy, right? But be yourself, bro, because God made you who you are in the way that you are for a specific reason. He gave you an exact purpose in your life for a reason. Be yourself, stay true to who you are, and know who you are is who you are, right? Don't try
Yeah.
to strive to be anybody else. And Josh, I want to let you know, bro, like I'm grateful for this podcast, bro. Like Black and Black podcast, the podcast where you had your granddad on, man. That touched me, man. I gotta be honest with you, bro. That was the one, man. And
Yeah.
obviously I know him personally, but
Yeah.
man, that touched me, bro. That touched me, bro. Like Talk
You
about
know,
your dad, man. Like
that's one of my favorite guys, man. Like, I
mine
look
too,
up to
bro.
him so much. I look
He's
like,
so powerful.
yeah. And for him to go through what he's been through, like, and still like, bro, I forgot to call
Humble.
you and tell you, but um he just had they had procedures and stuff, and he had just came out of the room after they checked him, and so I'm FaceTiming him, and my grandma say, baby, you know how she is. She said, baby, you want to talk to Papa? So I say, sure, sure. I say, Pops, how you doing? Mind you, he just came from the rooms and all that. He say, I'm great. I said, what in the world? He
Listen.
said,
That man is courageous. You hear me?
I was like, he talking
Courageous.
about God is the great. I'm like, what in the world?
You just
How
got
do
out of
you
procedures.
how do you come out of procedures talking about I'm
You
great?
no man. Hey, listen, that's how it is.
All
That's
right,
how it
well,
is.
that's how it is. But for my closing piece of advice, I just want to say, trust in God. Um, a lot of us are going through so much right now in such a dark world. And in order for us to be the light in this dark world, we got to trust in God. We got to put him on the main line because, as y'all know, we Baptists. And so I just believe that God is still in the miracle working business. Like, it's something about trusting in him. And when I hear Jesus' name, that just like, it make me want to go even harder, you know?
Woo.
Like, and I'm not one of these uppity guys who always got to talk about God and it's just their whole personality because I still want to be natural, still want to
Yep.
be young and authentic, but I
Yep.
also want to incorporate God in everything that I do. So that way I could be my best version of myself every time I get on this mic, every time I go in public and speak, every time I do something, I gotta let God be shown in me. Because if
Listen,
God is shown in me, he's gonna be inputted into somebody else's life. You get what I'm
listen,
saying?
bro. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not unto your
To your
own
own
understanding.
understanding.
Trust and acknowledge him in all your ways, and
Yeah.
he will direct your path, bro.
Come on, Doc. Come on, Doc. Listen, come on, Doc.
Listen, man. It's God is amazing, bro.
Yes, he
Like
is.
I get emotional talking about him every time because, bro, he's so good, bro. Like,
He brought me through so much, man. Listen, bro.
bro,
I'm
I
gonna keep it
can't,
real. I should not. It's certain days I think I shouldn't be at Morehouse. I'm so for real.
bro.
Like,
It's certain days I know for sure that I shouldn't even be on this earth, bro. Bro, last year in 2022, I was on my deathbed.
wow. Yeah.
I was on my deathbed. January 12th, I was admitted into the hospital. I was on my deathbed. I was in and out of the hospital for about 2 or 3 months. So last year alone was a testimony for me, bro. Like
My God.
he's brought me through so much, bro. And what's so crazy, right? And God is so supernatural. They still never really figured out what it was that was going on with me. Right? I was
Mm,
just having constant migraines, like it was like a knocking migraine, right? And they tested me for uh I think was it tuberculosis. They tested me for some other stuff. They gave me a spinal tap. They put me through that procedure. That's a crazy procedure. I hate it. I never want it. I don't wish that on the person that hates me the most, bro. Like,
yeah.
and then they were saying it was a pseudocerebral tumor. That's what they went with, but not really. Um, and God just wiped it away.
My God.
God literally just wiped it away.
Wow.
So I'm a walking testimony, bro. I'm a walking testimony, bro. God will put you through some things, and He will take you out as strong as ever, bro. So that's why I always go back to that scripture, bro. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. And yeah, it gives me chills to
Amen.
talk about God, bro. It definitely do.
Well, um, before I go again, I just want to say God is the greatest. But thank you again, Caleb, for coming.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
And this has been Josh with another episode of the Blacker Than Black podcast, where it's always real, never concealed. Oh, and today, the truth was revealed.
Yeah.
I'll see y'all soon, and I love y'all. Peace.